Welcome back to my abandoned homestead. But in today's episode, I'm turning a year's worth of branches into wood chips for my garden, making jam, cleaning weeds, and finally tearing down a fence that I wanted gone since day one. A lot of work has been done this week, and I'm bringing you along for the ride. Good morning. Yesterday, the weather forecast was showing rain, but today I woke up to a nice, beautiful day, which means today I need to deal with something that I wanted to get done ever since I moved here. All of these branches needs to turn into wood chips and firewood. For the longest time I couldn't deal with this, but now I can, because I've got this bad boy here. But before I could do that, I need to clean all this mess and weed all this area around the branches. Many years from now, instead of this tree over here, I'm planning to have a nice, gorgeous oak tree. This spring I found an acorn, planted it in the ground, and guess what? While cleaning, I just found it. It's a nice, gorgeous white oak. Before I start with those branches, I want to give it some support and some protection, because now that I found it, I really want to protect it. I don't have any wire mesh or anything that I could put around it, but for now I'll just put a stick in order to support it, and then later on I'll just add another layer of protection. I just plugged this on and it doesn't work for some reason. I initially thought there's no power. I just checked the power. There is power. So it might be something wrong with the machine itself. As it turns out, the only problem that it was is that the plug that I plugged this machine in wasn't just connected, it wasn't working. So I just moved it, and now we can go ahead and do some work. Here's my first bag of wood chips, and I hope there's going to be many more to come. It takes me about 15 minutes to fill one of those bags, and with everything that I've got here, it might take me about 2 days to finish all of it. I am very curious, how many 120-litre bags of mulch can I make from all of this? And that will give me a very good idea of if I have enough mulch to put in the garden next year. Yeah, I think I could fit about 3 of the small ones in this one, which is pretty cool. Well, it's getting late, but we've done some progress. I think if we keep doing it every day, an hour, 2, 3, we'll get it done in no time. But now I need to go have some food and go to rest because tomorrow it's a very busy day. If you saw my last video, I showed you one of my plum trees at the back of the garden. And as many of you pointed out, it is a Mirabelle tree, which actually it's quite famous in France, in a certain region, and they make delicious jam. So I grabbed the recipe and I'll try to recreate it today. I'll be also making some compote out of them, and I need lots of fresh water. Unfortunately, on my property, I don't have advanced filter systems to have drinking water. So we usually go to the nearby city. So today I'll take you on a little trip to show you a bit of the city and the field itself, because it looks very nice at the moment. That's only from one little branch. So many of them. This right here, it's what I absolutely love about living in a village. I've got the sweetest neighbor ever. When she makes some Bulgarian or Moldovan traditional foods, or when it's a holiday, she always makes sure to bring me some food to taste. And I never ask her to do so, but she's just the sweetest lady ever. And whenever I go to grab some fresh drinking water, I always make sure to ask if she needs some, or if I do harvest like this, I always make sure to give it back. And it's just the best example what a community should be like. And it's not just with my neighbor. Whenever there is a project that needs to be done in the village, you just call everyone and everyone gathers up instantly, and the work is done in just a couple of hours. This is one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to come back to live in the village. This behind me is the church that we're building in the village, and it's probably the best building that we have here. So far it turns out absolutely beautiful. The nearest city that we've got near our village, it's about 8 to 10 minutes away. And whenever we need water, we just go there to grab it. Also interesting, most of the roads in Moldova, on the sides of them, we've got lots of walnut trees. They've been planted in Soviet Union. Basically, Moldova exports lots of it to Europe. So if you go to of the UK and find the most organic and expensive walnuts. If you look at the back of them, it says made in Moldova. This might not look any different from the village I am from, but because of its sheer size, this is considered a city. It's not your usual London with skyscrapers, but it's still, it kind of falls into the category of the suburban kind of city. Here you could see some Soviet era flats that have been built, I think, in the 80s. People still live here, and to be honest, they're not in that bad of a shape. While I'm waiting for the fire to get ready, I want to do today's side quest. For the last month or so, I've been doing side quests every day. Basically, for the past month or so, I've been using a website that I've made myself. It's basically called One Thing at a Time, where you add tasks that you've been ignoring, or small tasks that are not structurally important, and then you add all of them there, and then you just press a button and it randomly chooses for you what task you should do today. Today I need to clean all the bushes and some grass from this front area that I left behind when I cleaned this front garden here. It's a pretty cool tool that I've built for fun, and it's completely free as well. I'm gonna link it down in the description, and you could use it. Tell me if it's useful for you. I'll be happy to get some feedback. I didn't know until recently that these, what seems like shrubs, are actually trees. They're very invasive, but if you let them, they would grow into big, beautiful trees. But I don't want them in this location, so I'm just gonna try and get rid of them. What these bushes were hiding all this time, it's some building material, some concrete poles, some bricks, some natural stone, and in the next couple of videos I'm going to be cleaning all of this and sorting it out, because I want to use it to some degree for the garden or for any future builds. The reason why I absolutely love making jam on a wood fire, it's because it gets that nice smokiness. Aside from the sweetness and tartness and acidity, it gets that nice smoky flavor, which makes it extremely unique. I know it works very well with plum jam. I don't know how well it's going to work with this one, but we'll give it a try. Because I have the grill going, I am going to have for dinner tonight some meat, which are basically some sausages that are made specifically for grilling. And then I'm going to harvest my own tomatoes that I've grown, and some onions from the garden, with some sheep's cheese that is very famous in Moldova, by the way. It's Bulgarian sheep cheese, and some nice bread, and that's going to be my dinner tonight. These tomatoes smell like childhood. It's like anything else that I've ever gotten in the city. They smell so nice and sweet. And they taste amazing too. This is honestly the best dinner that you could probably have. We've got eggs, tomatoes, onion, bread and some meat. And eating it outside by the fire, it makes it 1,000 times better. Today has been a very nice productive day actually. We've done quite a lot, but I need to go to sleep now because tomorrow I need to wake up at 4 o'clock and pick up my sister from the airport. Ever since I moved to this abandoned homestead, this fence behind me, I wanted to get rid of it for so long. And I think finally today is the day that I'm doing so. I really should be using an angle grinder to get this off, but I'm afraid it's not safe to do so with one hand. So instead I'll be using sheer power and a pair of pliers to do so. Because the pole that I'm taking out used to be a light pole, I found a nice light bulb. And it's actually really dangerous. There's all sorts of wires, things, metal, glass everywhere. So I need to take care with every single step that I'm making. I still have a lot of fence that I took out from this side, and what I want to do with this is cut it into sections and later on polish it, treat it, and then build a compost bin out of it, because I really like reusing a lot of old stuff, and I think this will do a great compost bin. I kind of like this because it reveals all the ugliness behind this fence, and it will force me every day to wake up and clear this and demolish this building as fast as I can. I've been debating for a long time either to cut this vine off or keep it, but in my plan of how I want this to look, there's only one tree, which is the oak tree, and an open path with a flower garden around it. So I think I'll be taking this vine off, but don't worry, in autumn we'll plant plenty of vines all around the garden. And to be fair, this was always sick since I remember myself, and the grapes that it produces are not very good at all, neither to eat or to make wine out of them. So I'm sorry, but this has to go. this vine went all the way up the tree. So I now have to pull it with force because I don't want to just cut bits and pieces, and I don't want to climb a ladder with one hand, so I better off just pull them off the tree. But they've grown pretty big, which is sad, but I hope the next vines that I'm going to be planting will get as big in 5 to 10 years. My sister made me some pancakes. Very good. We'll do a quick pit stop and then I'll go back to demolishing the entire fence. I'm very curious how it's going to look at the end, because it's going to reveal a lot of messiness that is behind it. That's all done. To be honest, from the other side the pile of rocks doesn't look as big, but once you take the fence off, this actually is huge, and I think I'm going to use it for my garden design and some paths around the house, because I really don't like the concrete pole paths that are here. You know, one of the cool things having my sister over, it's because she made a bunch of pancakes. That's my brother, by the way, and we're having them with the favorite Eastern European summer snack, which is watermelon with sheep's cheese, and usually you have it with bread, but in this case we're having it with pancakes.
This is so good. Pancakes are sweet but not too sweet, and then you've got the watermelon, very sweet, and the saltiness of the cheese, the best.
You won't, but we could at least try to clear the place.
This is all done basically. There's only a few concrete poles at the bottom, but I would like to leave them for now until I clear the rest of the rubbish from here. But now I need to do my daily side quest, and then I'll try for the last couple an hour and a half to make as many wood chips as I can. I am definitely making some progress with this wood chips adventure, but this might take way longer, like way longer than I thought. That's doable, although there's plenty of small ones and they've been here for years and they're kind of rotten already, which is good for the garden, but then it's a nightmare to make wood chips out of them. On the other hand, we've got some big piles over here. All of them needs to be cut for firewood. These ones I want to cut the branches off, but I'm gonna do it with a handsaw because obviously I can't use any power tools. But the problem is not even this. I was just pulling these out from here and I've noticed something that I was hidden and I didn't really see it. You see this pile over here? It seems that is not very big, but in reality underneath these trees over here it's like 3 times as much as here. So this would definitely take me 1 or 2 weeks to clean all of it. But we'll do it step by step, slowly. let's quickly clean this mess that we've done by pulling those vines out of the tree. I think we've done quite a lot this week and I'm pretty happy with the results so far. If you'd like to see more videos from this series, I've created an entire playlist with everything that I've done until now, so please check it out. Also, like this video and subscribe. This really helps me. Thank you very much, and I'll see you into the next video.